We are coming to you from the city beautiful Chicago, Illinois, where tonight WGN Sports on You presents White Sox baseball. It's Paul Konerko. He's back in that lineup. Adam Dunn, Alex Rios, and the Sox as they get set to butt heads with Buck Showalter's tough, very tough Baltimore Orioles. Hi, everybody, and welcome. I'm Ken Harrelson with Steve Stone as we get set to bring you the first of this three-game set. As you know, the Sox had the off day yesterday, and they needed it after getting swept by Cleveland in that four-game series, a doubleheader and then two singletons. So we're taking on a team tonight. They've got two guys having outstanding seasons.
Baltimore's 2.5 games in back of Boston, and the reason they are is a couple of young hitters, one from the right side, one from the left side. And Chris Davis, with 31 home runs, he's driven in 80. And this young man is hitting everything in sight and using all fields. He came out to the Texas organization. He's coming into his own as an Oriole. And their third baseman, Manny Machado, has been just about all everything. 38 doubles this year, and this young man just keeps getting better. And defensively, they liken him, if you believe this, to Brooks Robinson at third base. He's got a cannon for an arm, and both of them hitting the daylights out of the ball. Chris Davis hitting .332, Manny Machado .321. They both are run producers, they both are run scorers, and it's not been the pitching, but it's been the offense, and it's a whale of a lineup.
Well, talking about the power, we all know that our club is much better when we hit home runs, and we haven't done that.
If you take a look at some of our home run hitters, you realize that it's been a long time for most of them, but having Paul back in the lineup is a big thing. The last home run for Adam Dunn was on June 18th. That was a loss. Alex Rios homered back on June 9th. We won that one. Paul Konerko back on June 20th. We lost that one. But the number that jumps out at you, 6 and 24 when this team doesn't homer. That means they're not executing offensively. Hopefully tonight will be a little bit different, and we have to hope that Johnny Danks has it.
All right, sit back, relax, and strap it down. White Sox baseball coming your way.
Welcome back to Polish Heritage Night at the ballpark. A lot of bands, a lot of Polish food, and a lot of fun for everyone. Fans, don't forget to buy your tickets to Wild Pitches, a first-time variety show event put on by the White Sox wives and benefiting the Ronald McDonald House. The event gives fans the opportunity to watch members of the White Sox showcase their off-the-field talents, including musical performance from Paul and Jennifer Konerko, as well as a comedy skit by Matt Thornton and the bullpen pitchers, among others. The event and the evening of comedy, music, and entertainment will feature Chicago stand-up comedian Pat McGann. As you can see, Pat was out there earlier today getting to know the players and putting together some ideas for what should be just a great evening of entertainment. To purchase tickets, visit WhiteSoxCharities.org. It should be fun, and it should be just a great night, hosted by WGN-TV's Pat Tomasulo. So we'll be back with baseball after these messages. For the most live sports. Tonight's game is available in Spanish on your SAP audio setting and is provided by 97.5 FM ESPN Deportes, Chicago's first and only FM Spanish language sports radio station. The Buck Showalter has got his Orioles in second place, 2.5 games in back of Boston. They've won 4 straight games and doing just about everything right. 22-19 on the road after going 25-17 at home. So as the White Sox take the field, let's see how Buck Showalter is going to line up his Orioles. Nick Markakis leading off, Manny Machado, the doubles machine, at third, then J.J. Hardy at short, Adam Jones in center. Chris Davis hitting the daylights out of the ball at first, Matt Wieters behind the plate, Danny Valencia the DH. Nolan Reimold in his first game back off the DL is in left field, and Brian Roberts in his first game playing at second base off the DL is at second. The White Sox defense is brought to you by Toyota. Let's go places. Left to right, Viciedo, Diaz, and Rios. In the infield, Gillespie, Ramirez, Beckham, and Dunn. Tyler Flowers gets a nod behind the plate, and Johnny Danks on the hill. John is looking for win number 2, and this his 8th start of the year. ERA, 4.68. At times he's thrown the ball very well. We've seen that fastball up to 91 miles an hour, which is plenty if he locates his straight change. And the walk-to-strikeout ratio has been unbelievably good. The umpires for the game tonight: Joe West behind the plate. Sam Holbrook is at first, Andy Fletcher is at second, and Rob Drake is at third. So on an overcast night for baseball, a cool night here in Chicago. They throw the ball around the infield. We're ready to kick off this 3-game series. I'm ready to turn it over to my play-by-play partner, Ken Harrelson.
All right, Steve, thank you very much. And once again, welcome, everybody. Welcome to White Sox baseball right here over WGN Sports on the U. It'll be Markakis, Machado, and Hardy to face 28-year-old southpaw Johnny Danks. Markakis comes in at 282, 8 homers. He's driven in 42. 8 for 29 lifetime off Danks. And the first pitch of the ball game is taken outside. Orioles come in hitting at 272 as a team with a 4.43 ERA. They have 115 home runs. That is 40 more than we have. Orioles are a good ball club. This is a good lineup. And they are playing well. They've only committed 26 errors. We've committed 30 more errors than they have. One pitch. And here at the ballpark, 330 down the left field line, 335 down the right field line, 375 in the gaps, and 400 straightaway center.
This Oriole team that last year fell prey to left-handed starters this year is 13-9 against them, so they've gotten a whole lot better.
Look at the stop by Danks. Yes. Piece of cake.
Sometimes it's good to get lucky. And John goes behind him, knocks it down. That ball up the middle is a very good chance Ramirez makes a play anyway, but it's easier this way. Nice play by Danks, keeping Markakis off base.
So here's the soon-to-be 22-year-old Manny Machado, hitting at 321, 6 homers, 42 knocked in, 38 doubles, 2 triples. Takes first pitch strike. Talking with Hall of Famer Jim Palmer prior to the game, and one of his teammates was his third baseman, Brooks Robinson. And he said, Hawk, this guy is right there. Just fights that one off. Souvenir right side. You mentioned anybody in the same conversation defensively with Brooks Robinson or Greg Nettles or Clete Boyer. Whew. That ball hit right at Tank. So 2 down. It's a hang Wiffle. These two clubs played 8 times last year, and of the 8, we won 2 of them. So here's J.J. Hardy. He's had a lot of big hits for this ball club, hitting at 266, 15 homers, and 46 knocked in. Last year, hit 238, 22 homers, and drove in 68. Yanks that one foul.
Buck Showalter said when Hardy came over, he didn't realize just how good he was. He came over from Minnesota. He originally came up with Milwaukee, and Buck was singing the praises of a guy that he says holds their infield together.
1-2 the count.
This the last year of Hardy's contract, and he said he for one would love to have him back again.
Nice change up, good movement, good location. 1-2-3 inning. After a half inning in play, it's the Orioles nothing, and our guys, the good guys, coming to bat.
So this is how Robin's going to line them up with Diaza, Ramirez, and Rios at the top. Dunn, Konerko, and Gillespie in the middle, and Viciedo, Beckham, and Flowers behind the plate. The defense and how they'll line up behind Jason Hamill. It's Raimel, Jones, and Markakis in the outfield with Machado, Hardy, Roberts, and Davis in the infield. Switch hitting Matt Wieters behind the plate, and Jason Hamill on the hill. He's 7-4 this year, but the ERA is up there at 5.09, on for his 17th start. So you can see he doesn't strike out too many guys. He does throw a sinker. Sometimes it doesn't sink, and when it doesn't, he's given up 16 home runs in 93 2/3 innings.
And before we show you our picks to click, you at home select yours. As Diaza hitting at 264, so the 6'6" right-hander. Jason Hamill's first pitch. Taken down low. Sox come in hitting at 245 as a club with a 4.01 ERA. Sox 17-19 here at home. And a dismal 15-28 road record. There's a strike, and Toronto taking on the Blue Jays in Toronto. Blue Jays scored 4 runs in the first inning. Detroit scored 6 in the second. And then Rasmus hit a 2-run homer to tie it at 6. As that pitch has popped up. Machado. So with one out, let's check out our picks to click tonight. Manjo, our director and the crew, going with Alexei. Steve's going with Diaza, and Andy and Annetta Place. And I are going to go with Gordon Beckham. Andy Place, builder of fine homes down in South Bend and Granger. So Alexei hitting at 280, a homer. He's driven in 17.
Joe West took that strap that was on the elbow of Ramirez, tried to tighten it up somewhat so it didn't lean out over the plate.
And it's a fair ball, ripped right by Machado down into the corner. So Alexei on his way for his 18th two-bagger.
He gets a breaking ball, and the slider didn't slide very much. It stayed in the middle of the plate. No chance at all for Machado, who was well off the line. They play Ramirez as an off-field hitter. And Raimel gets it back in, but not before Alexei moves into scoring position.
Here's Alex at 268, 11 homers and 36 knocked in. Got that one by him. That one at 94 and the count 0-2.
Last year Hamill was having just a terrific year. He wound up 8-6 with an ERA below 3.5 in 20 starts. But he hurt his knee in the middle of the season. It led to knee surgery in July. And he's trying to bounce back. Those are the career numbers.
Got him. Good pitch on the outside corner to knees, 2 down. And here's Adam. Adam at 198, 21 homers and 52 driven in.
Adam has really liked what he's seen of Jason Hamill over the course of his career. This should be a pretty good matchup as they put fairly radical shift on with Hardy on the first base side of second.
Paulie on deck.
Last 20 games, Adams been pretty hot. One of the few of the hitters who's been consistently delivering, and he's been delivering the long ball.
High pop up. Machado gives way to Raimo, makes the catch, and that'll retire the side. So the double by Alexi goes for an out after 1 no score. Davis and Wieters face Johnny Danks, who had a 1-2-3 first. Adam at 292, 15 homers and 57 knocked in, having himself a very solid season, but lost in the pub because of the tremendous seasons by Davis and Machado. Last year, Jones 287, 32 homers, 82 knocked in. And he can go get him in center field. Outfield playing him straight up, spread out. And that is high into short left center. Tank making the call, and he's got the ball. So here's Davis, 332, 31 homers, 80 knocked in.
There you take a look at the Triple Crown race. Second in batting average, first in home runs. Miguel Cabrera were not around. Davis would be the odds-on favorite to end with a Triple Crown this year, but Cabrera is around, and he's going to beat him in a couple of those categories.
Cabrera 1 for 2 with a 3-run homer in that Toronto game. He now has 26 homers. And Cabrera with 85 RBIs.
Davis said toward the end of last year it just started to click for him. He has no idea why. It just did, and he came out this year feeling very comfortable, and his numbers certainly reflect that.
Pretty good pitch, didn't get it. Last year he hit 33 homers, drove an 85, but he's 27 years old, and he's in that 26, 27, 28-year window that most guys either find it or they don't. And there's the one-out walk. And a reminder, Sox fans, join us on July 3rd. That is tomorrow, and 4th, day after tomorrow, for food, fireworks, and fun against these Orioles. Great food at great prices, including $1 hot dogs. And July 3rd, enjoy an extended post-game fireworks display presented by First Merit Bank. And on July 4th, first 1,800 fans reporting to Gate 1 will have the opportunity to parade around the warning track during pregame ceremonies. So show your patriotism and wear red, white, and blue. $1 hot dogs tonight, tomorrow, and Thursday.
Wieder's a switch hitter who's been a better hitter from the right side this year. 39 runs driven in, but right now he's been ice cold with the bat.
That's flipped into short right field. Now he's coming on and got a shot at him at first. And just don't quite get him. So 2 down.
Good play by Alex, but he took a few too many steps. If he'd gotten rid of this ball quickly, Davis would have been hung out to dry. You see him about halfway down. 1, 2, 3, 4 steps. And that's all it took for Davis to get just barely back in.
Here's Danny Valencia hitting at .241, 4 homers and 8 knocked in. 4 for 15 lifetime off Danks. Takes first pitch strike. That changeup moves away and low. So the count evens at 1. First of 3 against these guys. We'll have 3 here, and then we'll later on have 4 against them in Baltimore. Nice changeup. Once again, good movement. And that retires the side after an inning and a half, still nada.
That, look, I want you to come back at some point, and you know, the respect factor for him was big for me, and that's why I think the decision was to come back, and you know, and whatever they want me to do, I'll do.
The great Jim Thome, 612 home runs in his career, 4 years in a White Sox uniform, and certainly a welcome addition to the White Sox organization. One of the nicest guys in baseball, and one of the most respected.
Before the game, Jerry Reinsdorf said this post is not ceremonial. He's going to help a lot of our hitters up and down through the system, including the major leagues.
Paulie making his first start in this homestand. He's missed the first 6 games. Takes strike 1. Paulie hitting at .253, 7 homers, 30 driven in. Breaking ball on the count 0-2.
He's hit a couple of home runs against Hamill over the course of his career. Hamill throws both a curveball and a slider. That last pitch was a very good curveball. 7-game hitting streak, hitting up over 400.
Foul tipped, but hung on to, and 1 out. So here's Gillespie.
Celebrating the 2nd Stanley Cup in 4 years.
First pitch strike to Connor. Connor 251, 5 homers, 20 driven in. Faced Hamill 1 time, and he has a hit. The looper off the end of the bat. It's going to fall. Thank you very much. Oh, duck snort.
He broke the bat on this changeup away. Hamill gets it up, not where you're thinking you want that changeup. And the broken bat turns into a looping single.
Here's Vicieto at 237, 5 homers and 23 driven in. Short lead by Gillespie. And a big hack by Tank. Cleveland, after 1, leading Kansas City 2-0 in Kansas City. And very quickly, the count 0-2.
Baltimore announced a trade before the game. They acquired Scott Feldman and Steve Clevenger, who's a catcher from the Cubs, in exchange for right-hand pitcher Jay Garrietta and a relief pitcher, another right-hander, Pedro Strop. And we will see Scott Feldman, who's going to start the game tomorrow evening. So they're wasting no time in getting him into an Oriole uniform and on to the hill.
Another. This one in the upper tank. .58 degrees as we speak. Polish Heritage Night here at the ballpark. And that fastball at 93. Souvenir right side.
This is not a good combination to run against, although Gillespie is not a base stealer. But Wieters, his real strength is in catching and handling pitchers, also throwing out base stealers. He's caught 12 of 29 attempted base stealers this year. That pencils out to 41.4, and that's way above league average.
2 down. And you can watch the game in luxury from behind home plate in the Gold Coast Tickets Club here at US Cellular Field. Gold Coast Tickets, you got a guy, and that's Sharon and all the terrific folks at Gold Coast Tickets. Here's Beckham. Gordon at 309, no homers and 7 driven in. That breaking ball down low. And there's the base hit. Andy, and the net of places picked to click. Comes up with a hit. And that'll bring it Flowers.
Gordon just takes his fastball outside, takes it exactly where it was pitched. Through the vacated right side as Roberts was playing him up the middle. This is a tough outfield to run against. Markakis with a very accurate arm, and he's got a strong arm in right field. Jones, very strong arm in center, and Reimold, an above average arm in left.
Tyler hitting at .213, 8 homers and 22 driven in. Takes it right there. Tyler 0 for 2 lifetime off Jason Hamill. Jason out of Rehoboth, Massachusetts. Takes it up and takes ball 1. So 1-1 to count. Got a good pitch to hit right there and couldn't do anything with it. So now Hamill on top at 1-2 with Diaza on deck. So the final 3 games before we head out on a road trip. 3 in Tampa Bay, then on Monday the 8th come back here to take on the Cubs in that makeup game, a night game, 7:10 start. And that'll retire the side, get a couple of hits, stand a pair, and we'll go to the 3rd scoreless. First pitch to Nolan Reimold. He fouls it down the third base line. 0-1 to count to the 29-year-old outfielder, hitting at 188, 4 homers, and he's driven in 9. Very strong right-handed hitter.
He's just back off the disabled list with a hamstring problem. Last year, his season interrupted, having disc surgery.
Change up, no chance.
That actually happened in this ballpark as he went into the seats in left field, hurt his neck, wound up having to have surgery. He had an interrupted season. But he's had a lot of physical problems over the course of his career.
Outfield straight up, about equidistant. He gone. Another changeup. First strikeout for Johnny. 1 out.
The changeup just kept getting wider and wider, and Reimold kept expanding that zone.
Brian Roberts, 6 for 14 since coming back.
This is the first time he's played in the field. He's been used as a designated hitter.
Brian, another guy, and it is 1-0 Baltimore.
First home run of the year for Roberts. First ball fastball, third driven in. And that one a no doubter. Looking fastball all the way, just unloads on it. And for Johnny Danks, the 11th home run he's given up in 44 innings.
That'll bring up Markakis. Nick hit a ball back that Danks behind the back knocked it down. Picked it up and threw him out. And that is trouble. Viciedo will get it back in. So the single by Markakis.
Viciedo does a nice job of this ball slicing away from him, and a lot of scouts have put in their reports that if Viciedo can set himself, you're not going to run on him. He fires this ball into second base, and if Markakis did try to stretch it into double, he'd have been out by plenty.
There's a solid single to left on a hanger, a roller by Manny Machado.
And Tyler Flowers wants to go out there and most likely talk about the first pitch, because you had 3 guys hitting the first pitch. And maybe he wants him to mix in something off the plate. This is a very aggressive Baltimore team. They had a lot of guys on this team that don't walk very much. And if you allow them, there's a lot of guys that love the first pitch.
Hardy grounded out to his counterpart softly. One in, 1 out, 2 on. A changeup.
One thing Hardy doesn't do particularly well is run. So if you can get the ground ball, you can't turn a pair.
Fastball. 2-0. That's yanked. Foul.
JJ's one of those guys that's very hard to walk. He's got 18 walks this year and 317 at bats. Not as hard to walk as, say, Adam Jones, who's in the on deck circle, but pretty hard to walk nonetheless. Markakis has yet to have been successful on a steal.
High pop up right side. Two down. The Sox fans on July 20th, first 10,000 children 13 and under will receive a White Sox replica batting helmet presented by Xfinity. Xfinity, your home for the most live sports.
Congratulations to Andy Pettitte of the New York Yankees. He passed Whitey Ford on the all-time strikeout list. Whitey Ford, a legendary name with the Yankees. And the last man that Whitey Ford struck out in his illustrious career, none other than Jim Palmer, who's here broadcasting for the Orioles tonight along with Gary Thorne. That's when Jim was a youngster and a pretty good hitter.
So 2 on 2 out, and hitters Adam Jones. He high pop up to Vicieto in left center. This guy's dangerous. Real dangerous.
Adam has 8 walks this year and 347 at bats.
One and one to count. So Adam, who grew up in southeast San Diego, and that's a tough section of the city. Gave him a lot of quick right there and pull a string on him. So the count 1 and 2.
You don't have to throw him a strike, as he will swing at most everything, which is in just about every scouting report on Adam Jones.
Lays off the high heater. Adams already won 2 Gold Gloves, 1 in 09 and 1 last year. Outfield straight up, spread out. Ate him up right there. That is getting jammed. But the home run by Roberts, and it is 1-0 Orioles.
TV.com and click on to the Game Zone banner for updated stats and information. The Game Zone is provided by St. Xavier University. Success with purpose. Log on to sxu.edu to check out undergrad and graduate degree options.
Breaking ball a little bit high to Joe West liking as Diaza popped up to third his first trip. 1-3-0 for them, 0-3-0 for us. Homered by Brian Roberts. That fastball got it by him. And the count 1-1.
Alejandro, 40 runs driven in, which is a huge total for a leadoff hitter.
Ball and 2 strikes. Tries to sink it low and away. And that fastball at 94 by him.
Before a ball club can think about catching Cleveland or Detroit, first things first, they got to catch Minnesota. As you look at a fastball right by Diaz. That might have gotten a little easier because Josh Willingham, guy who had such a big year last year, just went on the disabled list with a medial meniscus tear. So he didn't look the same when we saw him because he wasn't hitting for power, and now we know why.
Alexei doubled right down the third baseline. His 18th two-bagger. Slow chopper. He's got a barehanded, and he makes the play. That's a heck of a play right there by Brian Roberts.
When you consider this his first game playing in the field all year long, this, a tough play normally, becomes even better. Catches Ramirez by a half step. The call by Sam Holbrook. Outstanding effort by a man that used to be rated as one of the best second basemen around until all of the injuries he's had during the course of his stint with the Orioles, this last contract he signed with them.
Here's Rios, called out on strikes, takes a strike. Breaking ball. And there's a base hit to center. Now to bring up Adam Dunn, and also bring into the booth of Jake Meister. Jake Peavy. Jake had a side today, but let's talk about Adam first.
Absolutely. Adam's my best friend in the world here in baseball. Let's pull for him right here.
Adam has some good hacks. The first at bat, he just popped up high, pop up to left field. And he's having himself a good month, hitting over 300.
Absolutely. You can tell that over the last month he's seeing the ball a whole lot better.
Tell us about you.
I'm excited, Hawk. I threw a bullpen today, threw about 30, 40 pitches, threw everything. So I'm excited to get back out there as soon as possible. Going to throw one more bullpen in Tampa, and then going to start arguing with the staff there to get me back out there as soon as possible.
Jake. Dennis Menace the second right here. As far as that goes, you can't get him out of there with a backhoe, but he had a situation. That ball is just hammered. That's a hang wolf from right to Mark Cases. Jake, want to stay with us for a little while?
Absolutely, pal.
Okay. Then we retire the side. We trail it 1-0. Right now, we're happy to have Jake Peavy, who had a side today. And Jake, you said you felt all right, buddy, and you don't even know how that rib situation developed, did you?
You know, it was a crazy situation. Just started feeling it. Started just kind of coming on, and the workouts on that road trip, it just got worse and worse. And then there in that start versus Seattle, things were obviously way out of place. So.
Well, we were 8-19 in June. Jake, we need some energy in this ball club.
Yeah, we do. It's been tough. You know, I think we played so well. I shouldn't say so well, but we played good early. We lost a lot of tight ball games, and if a couple of those would have swung the other way, you get that momentum, you get that confidence. I think things could have easily been just opposite of what they are now. But things have gotten ugly here of late, and we understand that. And just going to ride it out and be professional as we can, and make the best of it.
There's a strike to Wieters. Well, one thing about it, players today are far more up on, so to speak, the business of baseball than they were in years past. We had no business knowing about the business of baseball. Players today, it's a big part of it. And you know things can happen. You know you can be traded. You know, even though you have, you can deny it if you want, but a guy in your situation who is so competitive, if there's a situation that if we don't make any move, have a chance to go to contender, you want to go.
Yeah, I mean, you want to win at
Exactly.
this point in time. That's really what it's all about. And I'm not just the only one on this team like that. We got a lot of guys that want to win. I can promise you fans that, and you, Hawk and Stoney, know that as well. And if that situation arises, and Rick and Kenny and the front office thinks it's a good move for the team, it's a win-win for everybody, although it'll be a sad day leaving Chicago.
One thing about we've had Danks down, as you said earlier on. The thing I think that shocked everybody more than anything was the fact that last year we were the best defensive team in the major leagues, and this year we're the worst.
Yeah, it's been tough. I think that's been the Achilles heel. We hadn't caught the baseball the way we caught it in years past, and we knew coming in that this team was going to be built around good starting pitching. We were excited about getting Johnny back. He looks good to start this inning as well, with strikeout and a ground out, and throwing the ball like we've seen the Johnny Danks of old. We thought we were going to get him back, and me and Gavin losing him was tough, and obviously not catching the ball and not getting a whole lot of timely hitting. So
high pop of Alexei's got a play on it. Maybe that didn't take long.
That away, yeah.
Say another one?
Absolutely.
Okay, all right. We'll be back. It was 1-0 Baltimore. White Sox baseball blog at WGNTV.com, sponsored by Jeff Vukovich, your local nationwide insurance agent serving the area for over 34 years. So to join the nation, visit JeffVuk.com, because Nationwide is on your side. And joining us here in the booth is Our right-hander Jake Peavy, who is going to try to get back in there as soon as possible. Jake, here's one of the things. You know, two things baseball players is parlay. First ball hunting on a 93-mile-an-hour fastball. Adam Jones there. Two things baseball players have to have, and that's first of all a short memory, and you have to have the ability to rationalize. Here we are. We stink. We can't play any worse than we played.
True story.
We are 10.5 games back of the Tigers, and we have 19 games left with them.
Right. Yeah, I mean, anything can happen. I don't think anybody in that clubhouse, I can speak for the guys on this one, that coaching staff and those players, there's not one guy that's thrown in the towel. I can promise you that. We understand there's a whole second half to be played, and we have not played a game against the Tigers all season, the team that we're catching. So anything can happen, and we're going to grind it out. I can promise you that.
That's all you can do every day.
Absolutely.
Come to the
Show
ballpark.
up and be professional. Get your work in and go out and expect to win a game at 7:05. I don't care how it's been going or it is going to go.
Gillespie takes ball, 1-1 to count. Here's a young man that's been a real nice surprise.
Connor has. Connor's a very young Midwest boy, a very blue collar, new daddy. Connor just had a baby boy, and we're excited to have Connor. He plays the game hard in the right way.
Well, Jake, your music show down at Joe's Bar went very well, didn't it?
It was. It was a very cool night for me. It really was.
Raised almost $100,000.
Something like that. I'm not sure the total figure yet, but yeah, we raised a lot of money for cancer and to get to honor my grandmother, Dame Mullally, get to honor my good pitching coach and good buddy Darryl Ackerfield's on the 1 year passing of his 1 year anniversary of his passing was a special night for me. And thanks so much to all who came out. It was a tremendous turnout and a very special night.
Well, you're going to try to have more of those?
Absolutely. You know, during the season it sometimes gets tough, but I have a great group of people. Kathy Jacobson, Luke Peavy, my brother, put together an incredible event with the help of Joe's on Weed Street, Ed and Tommy. Amazing people, an amazing venue.
Jake Peavy, thanks for coming up and joining in, buddy.
I appreciate it,
We're
Hawk,
going to
and
look forward, as usual, to see you get out there and battling your behind off like you always do.
I appreciate that. I got to say hello to three little boys at home, Jacob White and Judson. Daddy loves you. Okay. We'll see you soon. Thanks, Hawk.
Jake Meister. He could have pitched in any time, any era, being that competitive. And here is Viciedo. Tank struck out swinging his first at bat. I love to watch Jake Peavy work. There's been a lot of animated pitchers in the past. First one that pops into mind most of the time is a guy named Mark Fidrich, the Bird, who pitched for the Tigers, who actually talked to the baseball, talked to it, and had a conversation with it. Most of the time he was out on the mound. Now Jake doesn't do that. Jake will talk to himself as that ball ripped back through the middle. So Tank with a base hit. We got something going here with one out.
Hamill hasn't got much anything else over the plate. And Viciedo looking for a fastball, got one right down the middle, took it right back up the middle. That's 5 hits in 3 and a third innings, but so far haven't been able to cash in on it. But Gordon hit the ball very well and went right with it last time.
Gordon, that base hit back through the middle. Took that pitch nicely from the 6'6" right-hander. Being in the game as long as I have, it just keeps amazing me how much bigger and bigger pitchers are getting. Way back when, there was one guy that was 6'9", and he was considered almost a freak. Gene Conley. He also played professional basketball, pitched for the Red Sox. And in my career, the tallest pitcher I ever faced was a guy named Dave DeBuscher. Pitched for the White Sox and had great stuff. Went on to become a basketball player with the Knicks and an all-pro, just a terrific basketball player. 2-0 pitch to Beckham. And there's the base hit. That a boy Gordon. They're going to wave him around. Raimel with the throw. Not cut off, but The walk scores, and this game is tied at 1.
RBI number 8 for Gordon Beckham. So first time up, he takes it through the right side for a base hit, and this time he gets one on the inner portion and takes it in the hole between short and third. So Joe McEwing waving him all the way. Connor slows up just ever so slightly, but the ball is off target. And this game is tied.
Here's Flowers, struck out his first trip. On that pitch right there. 0-1 to count. And the count very quickly 0-2. And we just had, if you're just tuning in, we just had Jake Peavy up in the booth for about an inning and a half. And a little release here. According to Coop, Don Cooper, our pitching coach, that Jake threw all his pitches from both windup and stretch in light to medium bullpen session. No problems, and Jake will likely throw another bullpen session, as he said, on Friday in Tampa, and then hopefully get back in there as quickly as possible. Had a non-displaced fracture of a rib.
Jake told me that he could still feel it, although it wasn't terribly uncomfortable. He wants to get back out there, throw maybe 45, 50 pitches next time, and then a simulated game perhaps as soon as Detroit.
Two down.
If Jake can do that simulated game in Detroit, then you can start to think about sending him out on a minor league rehab. Get him ready to go. Be unrealistic to assume that he's going to be back before the All-Star break, but shortly thereafter, if all things go right, and you're certainly hoping that it does, then Jake will be back.
Well, you get the 4 days off for the All-Star break. It'd be crazy to get him out there before then.
No, he won't be back at that point. He won't be ready to go. But when he does come back, you want him fully ready to go and to help this ball club with any kind of second half push they have.
Piazza fouls it off. Alejandro has popped up to third and struck out. Jones short out there in center field. Little high and wide, 1-1. At Toronto hosting Detroit game in the top of the 7th. Still tied at 6. Blue Jays with 4 in the first. Detroit 6 in the second. Blue Jays 2 in the second. He just missed that one. So we're going to tie this ball game up. We're going to strand a pair again. We've left 5. We'll go to the 5th, 1-1. 1-0 the count to Nolan Reimold. Struck out on a changeup back in the 3rd inning. 1-1 tie. Rolling breaking ball. The pace got him. Not the location. Two and one. There's a strike to even the count. 1-6-0 for our guys, 1-3-0 for their guys. Tomorrow, Hector Santiago against Miguel Gonzalez. Make your plans to be with us here at the ballpark if you can't. The game will be over Comcast Sportsnet. In fact, the next two will be over Comcast Sportsnet. But tomorrow, an extended fireworks show. The ball hit softly, one hopper. And today, tomorrow, and the 4th, $1 hot dogs. Low ticket prices, low parking prices. You got the $1 hot dogs, $2 popcorn bucket, $2 popcorn megaphone, $3 Vienna beef, $3 Polish sausage, $3 bratwurst, on and on and on. An 18-minute fireworks show on the 3rd. On the 4th, first 1,800 people going to have a parade around the warning track. Everybody gets a mini U.S. flag. So 2-0 the count. Johnny wants a new baseball.
Ryan Roberts hit a first ball fastball for his first home run of the year back in the 3rd. It's their AT&T U-verse replay, and there it is. A no-doubter. Find out what's possible with products and services from AT&T. Rethink possible.
Gillespie, 2 down. Oh, baby. Here's Markakis. He has bounced out 1-3 and then sliced a single down into the left field area. Two and 0 the count. Outfield slightly to the left for the 29-year-old outfielder as he takes a strike.
Markakis was a product of the Orioles system. First round draft pick, 7th player overall chosen way back in 2003. So he's been with them a long time.
There's that curveball. So 2-2. Take us out of Young Harris Junior College in Georgia. Ate him up.
A fastball up and in. Just barely able to stay alive. Count holds at 2-2 with 2 outs. Johnny Danks sailing right along, throwing the ball very well.
Down low. Next pitch will be number 65.
There's a look at one of the great young stars in the game. And he can only get better.
Rope hook foul.
Nick's best year by far, 2007, hit an even 300. 23 home runs, drove in 112. He's only driven in 100 runs twice.
Nice piece of hitting right there. Goes right with it. About the same area, only that one was hit a little harder than the first one. So the 2-out single.
High fastball away. And when you don't try to pull the ball in that situation, and with the 3-2 count, you wouldn't, many times it turns into gold. That's why Markakis is a .295 lifetime major league hitter.
Here's Machado. He has hit the ball hard, very hard twice, once for a hit. That was the last time up. There's the changeup.
When Machado was in their minor leagues, he was a shortstop. And the guy who's on their major league staff now, Bobby Dickerson, worked with him for a month and a half playing third, only he didn't play in any games. He just worked out before the game at third base.
One hopper. Beckham. That'll retire the side. We are halfway home, tied at 1. Check out our WGN Sports on the U. 1-6-0 for our guys, 1-4-0 for their guys. So Alexei, Alex, and then Adam Dunn. Alexei is 1 for 2. Takes a breaking ball strike. And the mayor of Mean Joe Group says that tomorrow it'll be Santiago against Scott Feldman. And then on Thursday, Quintana against Zach Britton. As we mentioned, both those games, if you can't make it to the ballpark, will be over Comcast Sportsnet. That's into right field. Can of corn for the Greek. 1 out. And a reminder, Sox fans, want to come closer to the action next time you're at US Cellular Field. Upgrade your seats directly from your mobile device through MLB's At the Ballpark app. Available as a free download for iPhone and Android. Upgrading your seats is fast, simple, and fun. So hit the upgrade button when you get to the ballpark and enjoy the game from the comfort of your new seats. That's a new one. Alex. now 1 for 3. And here's Adam. He popped up the left, and then last time up, he just crushed one right at Markakis, deep into right field.
You didn't see it that time from Machado, but he's got one of the strongest arms in the league. And in talking with Buck Showalter before the game, he said that, well, you could probably put Beltre and maybe Longoria just a tick ahead of Machado at third base right now, but that's about it. And as far as arm strength, he's got an arm probably stronger than both of them. So Buck loves him, but doesn't want to move him necessarily back to shortstop anytime soon.
First pitch strike to Adam. Now 6 for 17 lifetime off Hamill. Could not check it up. And the count 0-2. Cleveland leading Kansas City 4-0. Bottom of the 4th in Kansas City.
Jason Kipnis has run that hitting streak to 13 games. Getting a base hit tonight.
Top of the 8th in Toronto, still tied at 6 with the Tigers. Just a little high.
Tigers have activated Alex Avila, so that gives him another weapon behind the plate. But Rick Porcello was suspended for 6 games for hitting Ben Zobrist. Had a little confrontation where Fernando Rodney threw one up and in to Miguel Cabrera. Porcello then hit Zobrist, picking up that suspension, which I'm sure will be appealed. And Homer Bailey has a no-hitter through 7 against San Francisco. That in the bottom of the 7th at Cincinnati.
Right here, the 2-out, 3-2 pitch. Roberts got him, and that'll retire the side. We have completed 5, and we're tied at 1. First pitch strike to J.J. Hardy, who was grounded to short, his counterpart, and popped up Rios. High pop up. 1 out. Sox fans, on Friday, July 19th at 7:10, our Sox take on the Braves, and the first 20,000 fans ages 21 and over will receive a White Sox Miller Lite cooler bag presented by all the great folks at Miller Lite. Miller Lite, official beer of your Chicago White Sox. So WhiteSox.com or 866-SOX-GAME.
Braves are the first team we're going to face after the All-Star break. They're leading Miami 7-3 in the top of the 7th in Atlanta. That ball club is 48-34. They lead their division over Washington by 6 games. But Bryce Harper is back for the Nationals. And Harper homered in his first at bat, taking it opposite field. He means the world to that team. They didn't play very well without him.
0-2.
That's what it looks like in the East. Washington 6 games back. Philadelphia rumored to perhaps be shopping Chase Utley. And the Dodgers, who are the center of just about every rumor, wanting to acquire everybody in the league. The team that wants Utley if in fact Philadelphia moves him.
Tigers have just taken a 7-6 lead on the 4th base hit by Torrey Hunter. Just got a piece of it.
Pretty impressive numbers so far for Johnny Danks.
He gone. 2 down.
Strikeout number 3. A good changeup. A guy that never walks. A pitch out of the zone with 2 strikes. All adding up to a strikeout.
He just missed it. he just missed hitting that one a very long way. Meanwhile, the 1-2-3 inning, we go to the bottom of the 6th, still tied at 1. Park Baseball. Hoskins Chevrolet and Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana dealers are helping over 30,000 young ball players in their communities through the Chevy Youth Baseball Program. Since 2010, the Chicago area Chevy dealers have been providing local youth leagues with equipment kits, instructional clinics, and much needed financial support. So once again, from the big leagues to the youth leagues, Chevy is truly the official vehicle of baseball. Canerco, Gillespie, and Viciedo. Pauly 0 for 2. Takes it right there for strike one. Outfield slightly to the right. As took something off that. Tried to get him to chase it off the plate. Caught it with a good rip.
Philadelphia is trying to do something that nobody's been able to do in a while, and that's beat Pittsburgh. The Pirates, winners of 9 games in a row, leading the division by 2 over St. Louis, trailing 3-1 in the bottom of the 8th.
That's in the mezzanine section. Breaking ball.
National League Central is becoming the best division in all of baseball. Pittsburgh 21 over. St. Louis 2 games back. They're 17 over. Cincinnati 5 back. They're 11 over. And then the Cubs and Milwaukee rounding it out. But 3 very tough teams at the top in the NL Central.
Pauly, the proud owner of 429 home runs. Lays off that one, and the count evens at 2. Also, if you're just tuning in, future Hall of Famer Jim Thome has joined the White Sox as a special assistant to Rick Hahn, the club's senior vice president and general manager. It's not going to be just a titular situation. His responsibilities will include working with Sox major league staff and players. As a full count to Pauly, also visiting minor league affiliates throughout the summer to evaluate player performance. Jimmy with 612 home runs in his wonderful, wonderful career. And we are happy to have him with us. Ball 4 base hit right here, Pauly. Just to get me over breaking ball, hit hard, but yank foul. Also, Birmingham has placed 6 players on the Southern League North Division All-Star team. Catcher Mike Blank, big guy. Dan Black, another big guy. Infielder, good-looking infielder, Marcus Simeon. Ryan Kussmaul, pitcher. Another pitcher. Nick McCulley. Is that ball hit hard? Meanwhile, they got a man there. So a hang with him. 1 out. And left-handed pitcher Scott Snodgrass will represent the Barons on July 17th in Jacksonville. Of course, the Barons won the Southern League Northern Division title with a first half title, 44-26 record. So here's Gillespie, a single, a walk, and a run scored. Takes breaking ball strike. Sox are just trying to turn a corner. Sometimes you can do that without winning a baseball game. As that ball hit hard. Stay in the air. Markakis looks up. You can put it on the board. Yes! Just a bullet. A P out of here. That is number 6 for Gillespie. And the Sox lead it 2-1. Yes.
For Hamill, that's the 17th he's given up this year, putting him second on the team behind Chris Tillman. They had a line drive rocket, so Connor Gillespie, a perfect night with a single, a walk, both of the runs scored.
And here's Tank. Little 3 hopper. 2 out. Tank now 1 for 3. A single back in the 4th. helped in that run, though.
Got a high fastball. It was up in the zone and just tattooed by Connor Gillespie. He's 2 for 2. Gordon Beckham's 2 for 2.
Gordon knocked in Gillespie back in the 4th inning. So Andy and Annetta Place down in South Bend, Granger. Their pick to click, Gordon Beckham. Breaking ball, and the count 2-0.
Homer Bailey will take his no-hitter into the 9th inning in Cincinnati. The 1-2-3 8th, and the Reds lead the Giants 3-0.
Two-0 breaking ball for a strike. One was not a get me over either. That was a pretty good breaking ball. Even though it was right down the middle, it has some spin on it, some bite on it. And it counts 3-1.
Tyler Flowers will await if Gordon can keep it alive.
That's at Markakis. But the home run by Gillespie. We'll go to the 7th, leading 2-1. Pitch low and away to Matt Wieters, switch hitting catcher. Matt is looped out to right and struck out. 2 runs, 7 hits, no errors for our guys. 1 run, 4 hits, no errors for their guys. Count evens at 1.
Tonight's game is available in Spanish on your SAP audio setting and is provided by 97.5 FM ESPN Deportes, Chicago's first and only FM Spanish language sports radio station.
2-1 to count.
Wieters has some pretty good pop from both sides of the plate. Former #1 draft pick.
There's a nice changeup. Good movement on it, going away. 1 out. Here's Danny Valencia. He's grounded to third and fouled out to Alexei. Yankees. As I mentioned, top of the ninth, and Toronto 7-6 Detroit. Grabs the strike with that one. Took a little something off. Breaking ball. Just flipped it up there. He gone. Yes. One thing about Dice tonight, he's been getting it and throwing it.
Valencia doesn't like this call, but John's been around the plate all night and gets the benefit of a close pitch. So Valencia 0 for 3. And nice job by Tyler Flowers catching that ball and almost imperceptibly moving it back over the corner.
Reimold has struck out and grounded to second. Johnny now with 4 strikeouts. 1 walk. And there's a base hit. 2-out single by Reimold.
Well, everything for the Los Angeles Dodgers. Yusel Puig. He's gone 2 for 2 tonight. He came up about a month ago. His batting average is .447. Excuse me, .442. Didn't mean to give him a whole lot more than he has.
Ryan Roberts. Switch hitting second baseman. He's 1 for 2 tonight.
Pretty good idea when he looked out and saw Connor Gillespie back at third. Roberts knew that if he got it on the grass, it'd have been a base hit. And now Connor's coming in a few steps.
And here's what Roberts did back in the 3rd inning.
That was the first ball fastball. That hasn't been repeated by Johnny Danks. First home run of the year for Roberts.
There's that changeup. Turns it almost like a Santiago screwball with the movement he's had on it tonight. Meanwhile, 7th inning stretch. We lead it 2-1. That's the story. Bottom of the 7th inning and a 2-1 Sox lead. Game 1 of this 3-game set. Johnny Danks getting it, throwing strikes, keeping his changeup down, taking a little something off the breaking pitch. Yes. So here's Tyler. It'll be Flowers and back to the top of the order with Diaza and Alexei. Tyler 0 for 2, a couple of strikeouts. Gap out there in left center. 30-year-old 6'6", 225-pound right-hander Jason Hamill. The ball hit sharply. First ball fastball. So 1 pitch, 1 out.
White Sox announced today that they signed outfielder Miker Adolfo Zapata. That's right, Miker. He's 16 years old, soon to be 17. 6'3", 225 pounds. Got $1.6 million signing bonus, the largest ever by the White Sox for an international signing. And this young man has tremendous power. But the emphasis is on young man, so he's a while away.
And it appears he's a baseball player, which is nice to see. Diaz 0 for 3. Pop up to third, a strikeout, and a fly out to right. He just missed that fly out. Could not check it up.
Last major league no-hitter was by Homer Bailey. The same Homer Bailey who's got 1 out in the 9th inning with a no-hitter going against San Francisco. That was on September 28th of last year. The last pitcher to have the 2 most recent no-hitters, Nolan Ryan in 1974 and 1975.
1-2 the count.
Jesse Crain loosening up in the bullpen.
So Diaz's hit. He'll go to first. Breaking ball down and in.
Got one of our base runners on. That curveball. Catching him off the shin on a hop. And even though it is on a hop, he gets first base anyway, although it doesn't feel any better, certainly. He has a 10 out of 14 in stolen bases.
Here's Alexei. A double. Ground out to second. Roberts made a real good play on him, and then he lined out to right. Pretty good lead by Diaz. There he goes. There's a shot base hit. Come on, Alejandro. So now, first and third, 1 out. Bullet off the bat of Ramirez.
First ball fastball, and you see Wieters getting up out of his crouch. He's ready to make that throw, but the ball never got to him. This looks like a straight steal, but when he hears the contact, he picks it up, locates the ball, and then easily coasts into third. So a golden opportunity to pad that 1-run lead.
Alex 1 for 3. Sharp single to center in the third. Takes first pitch strike. Come on, Alex, we need you, buddy. Just don't turn the head of the bat over. And you get a much better chance to hit yourself a fly ball. Joe McEwen going through his sequence.
First and third with only 1 out. Our hitters have driven in at least one 72% of the time. The Orioles pitchers have given up runs 56% of the time, and league average right in the middle. So our ball club a little better than average. Their pitching staff a little better than average.
A little bigger lead now by Alexei. About there he goes. There's a throw. Safe. Picks up number 19.
Gets a pretty decent jump. And the tag. Andy Fletcher says nope. The hand's in.
Now the infield on the right side, well in. Machado back about halfway, and he'll come in a little closer. And the count goes to 1-2.
Hamill does have a wild pitch this year. Wieters very good at smothering low pitches. And Homer Bailey got the no-hitter.
Lays off the breaking ball. Took a little something off. Try to entice Alex. So our congratulations go out to Homer Bailey. Lays off that one. And a full count. Done on deck. No hit. The San Francisco Giants. That pitch was inside, too close to take, and he fists it. Right side.
Kevin Gausman loosening up in the pen. He's a hard throwing young right-hander.
Ball for base hit right here. They're going to come home. No, he just looks that way. Now he's going to go. Can't tag him. So now, good job by Alexei. Good job as Rios moves into third. But it's a 3-1 Sox lead on a terrific effort by Ramirez. And he gets acknowledged.
Machado thinks about coming home with it, but he's got no angle for this throw. So he goes right after Ramirez, but he can't tag him because he doesn't have that kind of speed. And Roberts trying to run him down, can't. Before finally throwing it to Hardy, who had backed up on the play.
So Alex now with his 37th ribby. And here's Adam. Pick him up, big man. Checks it up and takes ball one. Adam has popped up to left, ripped a bullet for an out to Markakis in right, and grounded out to second. Flips a little breaking ball in there for a strike.
Nate Jones and Matt Thornton loosening in the pen.
One and two the count to Adam. Six times he has hit 40 or more home runs. On pace to do it again. 2-2. Last 20 games coming into the night, hitting at .319. 8 homers, 21 knocked in. That ball way back. He doesn't even move. The Greek does not even move. And it is a 5-1 lead. You can't put it on the board. Yes. Mercy.
Twenty-second home run. Adams now driven in 54. And he got every bit of that. .428th home run. More important, a 5-1 lead.
And here's Paulie. Takes that pitch low and away. Paulie 0 for 3 last time up. Hit it hard into center field.
And Adam, who came in hitting very well against Jason Hamill, got every bit of that one.
And that one was for Alexander Hawthorne down in Granger, Indiana. Chow. Breaking ball comes back, didn't get there. 2-1. Strike on the corner. Just catches the outside edge of the outside corner. 2-2. With that home run by Dunn, the Alex Nelias family. And Gillespie will make a generous donation to White Sox charities in loving memory of Ursula. There's a full count to Konerko. Foul tipped, hung on to, and that'll do it, but not before a 3 spot goes up on that board. We'll go to the 8th leading 5-1. 5-1 Sox lead here in the top of the 8th. Johnny Danks pitching. There's a strike. And the count 0-2. Markakis 2 for 3. 2 singles to left field. 5-9-0 for our guys. 1-5-0 for their guys. There's a shot. Stay in the air. He pulls up. So leadoff single. And you can join the 2013 Sox Pride Club, the official online fan club of our White Sox baseball. You can get members only ticket opportunities, a special membership gift, and a commemorative photo, as well as exclusive perks throughout the season, all for just $29.95. So visit WhiteSoxPride.club.com to join today. And Robin out. Johnny Danks is going to get a tremendous ovation here, as what a job he has done, going 7+. 1 run, that was a homer by Roberts back in the 3rd. And the fans will acknowledge him. Johnny Danks.
.435 on for the 35th time. He inherits Markakis at first base. He's got the middle of the order coming up in Machado, Hardy, and Jones. And the one guy you don't want to get to this inning is Chris Davis.
So here's Machado, 1 for 3. He's hit the ball very hard twice. Ball a little high neck in on a slider. 1-0. Can't get that one. As I mentioned, if you're just tuning in, Jim Thome has rejoined our ball club, our organization. Future Hall of Famer, special assistant to Rick Hahn. And he's in the house tonight. Seems like whenever Jim Thome is around, good things happen. Another one. And the count 1-2.
Those are 90-mile-an-hour sliders. And I'm not sure if Manny Machado has seen too many guys throw that pitch that hard.
Two and two. Just tuning in, they had a run in the 3rd. That was the homer by Brian Roberts. We tied it in the 4th. Got 1 in the 6th and 3 in the 7th. Don't bat to be too fine. No walks. We don't need any walks. They can hit his way on. Way ahead and walks it. So trouble of brewing here in the 8th. So here's Hardy. He's 0 for 3. He's got 15 homers and 46 knocked in. That breaking ball misses. I'm glad it missed. That was just a roller. Hardy 0 for 2 against Jones. And here comes Coop.
Going out there to talk with Nate to tell him, don't try to throw it through Tyler Flowers, throw it to him. He relaxed through 2 great sliders to Manny Machado before getting one at 92 and then missing with 2 fastballs away. So you don't want to dig yourself into a hole. Very few guys on this team have seen Nate Jones. And only one guy on this team has a hit, and that's Alexi Casilla.
That one at 98. And the count 2-1. Group saying, don't forget about your fastball, Nate. That one at 99.
That ball dove right in on the hands of Hardy. He could do absolutely nothing with that.
There you go. Take your time. Rock him up. 2 down.
Gordon got upset at second base. Machado going in pretty hard, as you should do, to try to break up 2, but Gordon staying right in there to get the throw off. Gets it off perfectly, but a second baseman is going to have to pay the price. And Gordon making sure that back foot is off the ground. When he takes the contact, gets a throw away, then gives a little with that front leg, goes down, but pops back up.
Just a good, hard, clean slide by Manny Machado. So here's Jones against Jones. Nate against Adam. And the count 0-1. And Adam 0 for 3 against Nate. Big double play right there. Three straight fastballs he threw to him. And there's a base hit back through the middle. And it's a 5-2 ball game. Now that double play even bigger. With this, especially with this guy coming up to the dish.
Cooper, I guess, wanting to find out if Matt Thornton is ready to go, and he got the affirmative. Yes, he was ready. So here comes Robin with the long, slow walk. Nate did his job. He wants Matt Thornton to face Chris Davis. So as Thornton comes in, we'll step out and be back after these messages. home. And while the Orioles have a winning record at home and on the road, the Birds also have a winning record against all 3 American League divisions. That's brought to you by Xfinity Home. Get peace of mind with Xfinity Home, the total home security and home control solution that keeps you more connected to what matters most. So Matt Thornton comes into the ball game. He's going to be looking in at Chris Davis, the league's home run leader with 31 of them. Matt on for the 37th time, 0-2 ERA, 3.16. Opponent's hitting just .239. And he's got Davis at first and a 3-run lead to work with.
Davis has walked, grounded to second, and then he just missed him hitting one a very, very long way back in the 6th inning. And he is 1 for 2 against Matt, as there's a good pitch, tough pitch, strike 1. .31 homers, 80 knocked in. That ball hit hard. We got a man there. Yes. Woo. Good thing he didn't get the elevation. Meanwhile, we'll go to the bottom of the 8th, leading 5-2.
Orioles 9-7. It's been an errorless game. Adam Dunn with a 2-run homer in the 7th, the 428th of his career. And Johnny Danks was brilliant. 7+ with 6 hits, a couple of earned runs on 1 walk and 4 strikeouts. Your Chicagoland, Northwest Indiana Honda dealers, as reliable as the cars themselves. And Kevin Gausman comes in. He was a #1 draft pick, the 4th player chosen overall in a 2012 draft. He's a hard-throwing young right-hander. Prevailing wisdom is that he's going to have to put on a few pounds if he's going to be durable enough to start in the major leagues. He has started 5 games so far with mixed reviews, his ERA well up there. And now they're working him out of the pen.
Here's Gillespie. He is 2 for 2, a walk, a homer, and 2 runs scored as that 95-mile-an-hour fastball fouled away left side. If you miss that home run coming back in the 6th inning, poof.
It's made it a 2-1 game on a high fastball and a line drive rocket, the first of 2 home runs given up by Jason Hamill. That one at 97, and as the souvenir.
22 years old, 6'3", 190. Out of Centennial, Colorado. Out of LSU. Boy, they have such a fine baseball program down there. As pulled a string on him, had him out in front, one out. Not all, but most of the guys coming out of LSU over the years we've seen, they come into the big leagues. They know how to play the game. As here is Tank. He's 1 for 3. Same thing from Mike Martin, that program down at Florida State. He teaches those kids how to play the game of baseball.
3-run lead, and that means Addison Reed.
Chopper. Hardy got to hurry. He does, and he's out. Good play. And a reminder, support the Dominics and Sox Wives Food Drive on Saturday, July 20th. Fans can donate non-perishable food items or make monetary contributions at US Cellular Field when the Sox take on the Atlanta Braves. So Dominics and White Sox Wives Food Drive to benefit the Greater Chicago Food Depository.
J.J. Hardy, one of the 3 Gold Glove winners off this ball club. Hardy, Wieters, and Adam Jones in center field.
Gordon's hit the ball hard 3 times tonight. He's 2 for 3 with an RBI. He's hit the ball hard 4 times tonight, and he's 3 for 4. Sully's happy, as is Gwen and Grace. Here's Tyler. He's 0 for 3. Gordon got his average up to 325. Santiago against Feldman tomorrow night. Make your plans to be with us. Big fireworks extravaganza. An 18-minute fireworks show after the game. $1 hot dogs. Low food prices, low ticket prices, low parking prices. Also the same for the 4th. And the 4th, of course, the first 1,800 people will be allowed to march around the warning track here at US Cellular Field. So be patriotic and wear your red, white, and blue. Decent lead by Gordon. That's off the end of the bat. Machado now with that gun. And that'll do it. All right, we're into the 9th. We lead it 5-2. MLB.tv celebrates 11 years with new low yearly prices. Watch every out-of-market game live on over 350 supported mobile and connected devices in HD quality. MLB.tv Premium includes a free subscription to At Bat 13. So visit MLB.tv to reorder and get more details.
Addison Reed will make his third attempt to nail down his 22nd save. 3-1 ERA and even 4 last time out. Not a good one for him. On for the 35th time. There's a couple of defensive changes behind him. Jordan Danks takes over in center field. That slides Alejandro Diaz over to left.
So here's Wieters. He is 0 for 3. Goes through that one at 94. Outfield straight up. 5 runs, 10 hits, no errors for our guys. 2 runs, 7 hits, no errors for their guys. First of a 3-game set. High pop-up, stay in here. Come back. Come back, it will. Thank you very much. And 1 out.
Got a pinch hitter for Danny Valencia. And it looks like Chris Dickerson. He's hitting .275 this year. 2 for 5 as a pinch hitter overall.
Valencia was 0 for 3. Just tuning in, 3 home runs in the ball game, 1 for them, 2 for us. Ryan Roberts, his first of the year in the 3rd for us. Gillespie, his 6th of the season in the 6th, and then a bomb by Adam Dunn in the 7th, his 22nd. He now has 54 RBIs. That ball into left field, but we got a man there. 2 down. Here's Nate McLeod. Hitting for Ryan Moll was 1 for 3.
McLeod had the night off against Johnny Danks, despite the fact that he's putting together a very solid season, and he's by far their best base runner.
Takes first pitch, strike. Yes, he did. And the count 0-2.
He appealed to Rob Drake, looking right at what we're looking at, and he went too far.
A little bit high on that 96. Count hangs at 1-2. 19,746. And there's a base hit. Just fisted it out there, so he's on his way to second base, and he will get there. And that will extend the inning.
McLeod with his first pinch hit of the year in his 4th attempt. Gets a fastball on the inner portion. Doesn't get a whole lot of it, but couldn't have thrown it out there in a better spot.
That'll bring up Brian Roberts, who's 1 for 3, that homer. Back in the 3rd.
Andy Fletcher telling Addison Reed, you can't go to your mouth and right to the ball. That's why he threw that one out of play. Addison just shaking his head and back to business.
First pitch strike, that one at 95. Got that one in on him. And very quickly the count 0-2.
Teller wanted that fastball up. Gave him the glove right around letter high, and Addison threw it right there. See, he's working him up in the zone. And so far, Roberts can't catch up to it.
And this ball game is over. So the Sox, after the off day yesterday, after being swept by Cleveland in that 4-game set, come up with a tremendous effort from Johnny Danks. They win it 5-2, and we'll be back.